And today we're jumping into the brake project. I'm getting caught up here a little bit late. We have already installed a new master cylinder. We're going to go with .5. And I got a motorcycle brake light switch, which is good for .5. And we installed that. I'll get you the part number here when I go look it up. So this is the driver's side, the rear. When we were taking the tires off of it, this should be left-hand threads. It's right-hand. They have the rear drums mixed up. The front drum is left-hand thread. It's been a while since I've seen the back messed up, but hey, it can happen, and you know. So we're getting ready to use the puller. I'm fortunate enough I have all 5 legs. So most pullers come with 3. But when you pull with 5, boy, you know, you've got a much uniform pull, and I've never been defeated. So lug nuts are on, finger tight, all 5. And we're going to need to put a reaction rod in here, because as we tighten up on this, it's just going to want to spin. Be right back. Well, you missed the fun while the battery was charging. That is the reaction rod, so that the thing doesn't spin. And we went and got my Timex repair watch, wrench, put it on. I was bouncing on it, and apparently I don't weigh enough. Apparently he does. And you missed it. Let loose with a big bang. So now I'll take it apart. Maybe I can film the other one as we do it. Whatever. So this is back to the passenger side. One super thin brake shoe there. Where that's okay. This is the drum that came off with a spectacular bang. And I was going to do a movie of this one coming off, but it came off so easy. It came off with the impact wrench. Just buzzed down the puller and boink, it was off. In fact, I don't know if I've ever had one quite so easy. And you can see, big thick brakes here. So one side's just about worn out, and one side's good. I don't know, one step at a time. You're looking at the passenger side. Front wheel. A little bit of corrosion in there. But nice and solid. There's the hub. I see it is missing the brake spring. The rear hub, which is the driver's side, correctly, also missing the anti-howl spring. Here we are, passenger side, rear. Fender still wearing the assembly tabs. And that's the original springs. I drained the gas tank. Gas tank did not look to be in bad shape. From the outside, of course. Driver's side. Tab. I believe that plug is sitting in the trunk. Driver's side spring. Oh, look. Cloth inserts. Super nice fender flare. And driver's side rear brake. Off to work. A bit of bad luck with the passenger front brake line. The line absolutely would not release from the connector, and it fractured, so we are going to have to replace that. You know, as tight as these things get, and for as long as they sit, you shouldn't be surprised to have one of these happen every so often. Finishing up the passenger side carburetor. I've got all the pieces cleaned, and I'm setting the floats. What the heck's a drill bit here for? Well, this is the best way to set floats. Oh, they give you those cardboard cage things. These things which you're supposed to fit under here. What the heck? Just go get your drill bits. Man, that is the way to measure your floats. And the other thing to check for is the float sitting nice and parallel. You know, are they cocked this way? You know, these good looking floats. Let's go make a carburetor. Couple of quick comments. When you reassemble the top to the bottom, make sure that your primary vent here and there are poking through the top. Don't forget to put the accelerator pump in. And when you assemble, take a look to make sure that the fuel baffles are lined up. When I took this apart, the top baffle was actually behind the bowl baffle plate. They're supposed to be in front of it. So when you have the carburetor perhaps this far apart, you can get your flashlight and shine it in there, and there's enough 4.5 adjustment that you can assemble it right. Otherwise, a good chance that the floats will bind. Yeah, about the only other thing. There are 3 different size screws used. Almost all of them are the short ones, which go out on the perimeter. The long one goes here, and this one, kind of an intermediate, goes down in there. Piece of cake. I have all the screws in, they're just snug. Now is the time to check floats for sealing. You can be a little barbaric and just blow into the fuel source, see if you get flow, and then tip the carburetor upside down and see if you don't get flow, and that means the floats have flipped up and they have stopped the flow, which is what they're supposed to do. We are not done yet. We've got to put the linkage for the accelerator pump in and the step-up rods. They can be a little bit tricky and test of your patience, but don't force them. And then lastly, the air filter housing screw. And I like to put an anti-seize on them before they go in, just because I have seen these things corroded and it's very difficult to remove. To each his own. One other thing to check on Ram carburetors is the thickness of that spacer gasket. If they have gotten thin, or somebody's put a thin one on there, that's going to affect how your thermostatic choke works, because it will effectively change the position of the carburetor, and that changes when the thermostatic choke works. So just give a check, make sure you've got the right gasket on there. The gasket should be 1/8 inch in thickness. Maybe it's compressed over the years. Maybe they got the wrong one on there. These gaskets in 1/8 aren't made anymore because they don't make 1/8 thick material. But what you can do is you can take 2 gaskets 1/16, make a sandwich. They won't leak its gasket material. On we go, lots to do.